So next up is Group 5, okay? Diversified construction infrastructure, road concessions and services related to that. Active across the board, but also an interesting division that focuses on energy solutions, so building power stations for people and gas cogeneration plants for Sasol and that sort of thing. Market capitalization 2.1 billion rand, price to earnings ratio 8.39, dividend yield of 3.52. It's got a high investment in it from the government pension fund. People have wondered over the years whether there may be a better, closer relationship there, but the state thankfully has decided not to form its own construction business. What else have you got in mind there with regard to Group 5? What stands out?
Yeah, Group 5 again, they've out of all the companies, they're probably the most SA-centric ones. So the majority of the earnings coming from South Africa. And I mean, I remember sitting with management a while ago, and they really are trying to push into Africa. That's their focus, and now they're going into Europe with this toll business as well.
Yep.
And again, that's if they also not a bad trading statement coming out a couple of weeks ago. But again, focusing, the offshore businesses, because of the currency translation, are doing well, and it's helped to lift the profits. But South Africa is still a very, very difficult place to operate in. They're not really seeing the order flow coming through there, but they are trying to push into West Africa, and they are looking into Africa. But I think, like I said, that strategy's been on the cards for 2-3 years now, and I think with the oil price collapsing as it is, and those West African economies just really being put under pressure, I think the management's sort of also just taking a little bit of step back and going, okay, that was our focus, and I think maybe looking to re-establish the perhaps a new direction.
Yeah, and when you say South Africa concerns, I did notice something about an Eastern Cape payment problem. But leaving that aside for a minute, just talk about management, because you mentioned that. Mike Upton retired. Eric Wiemer, who's the new CEO, was quite a bold hire. He's quite young, so it does look as though the group is trying to position itself for a new generation of activity. Share chart, let's look at that. So it's kind of got the same shape, but it fell by more. So the gap between its highs and its lows a little bit more. But there's the uptick at the end. There are not that many stocks that have had upticks lately.
Again, I mean, we've been operating in a very difficult market, and I think a lot of the high PE stocks that we've been looking at in the past, they've been hit hard as investors sort of run for value and look for that margin of safety. Like I said, that little uptick came on the back of that trading statement. I think everyone looking at these construction updates going, oh,
honestly,
how are these guys making money?
If you still hold construction stocks now, one can only assume that you are a long-term value type buyer. So there's no one left to sell them, is another way of putting it.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Notwithstanding that, hot or not? TikTok.
Nah, still going to go not hot on Group 5. Yeah.
I'm afraid so too. Good company. Let's review it again in another 6 months' time and see how they look.